Welcome to New York City. We are currently in Queens, Corona, and we started our journey from 104th Street and Roosevelt Avenue. I welcome you to our live stream. It is approximately 10 p.m. and we are exploring Queens, New York, specifically Corona. And we will be making our way down to, I believe, South Corona, which is near Queens Boulevard. And we will be making our way towards Flushing Meadows Corona Park, which is also the home of the Globe, Queens Museum, the Queens Zoo as well. So it encompasses a bunch of things within the Corona region. And we will be making our way towards Flushing Meadows Corona Park in Queens, New York. So I hope you enjoy the views. And what I wanted to say is that I initially planned to start the stream in Flushing Meadows Corona Park, but to get to Flushing Meadows Corona Park, you need to take a train to, or Uber, or train to Junction Boulevard, or anywhere near 104th Street on Roosevelt Avenue, and then make your way towards Flushing Meadows Corona Park. On the other side, you might have been able to go inside the park towards the other direction in Queens Boulevard. And the other side of the park is the neighborhood of, if I'm not mistaken, basically South Corona, which has the Queens Center Mall, a bunch of big brands such as Target and Walmart and Best Buy, etc. And of course, the Queens Center Mall has a lot of brands and stores that attract a crowd. So this region in general is a hub. Corona specifically is known for a heavy Hispanic crowd. And just as I say this, I should mention that to get here, I had to walk down on Roosevelt Avenue. And I initially started my walk on Roosevelt Avenue from Junction Boulevard, which is a stop on the 7 train. The the 7 train is a line on the MTA, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, who run the transportation business in New York City. And the 7 line starts from, I believe, somewhere in Main Street, which is in Queens, New York. Main Street, Flushing, of course, which is the hub of everything Chinatown, everything that belongs to the east of the world and which lives in America. All of that belongs to Flushing, New York. And of course, there's Chinatown in Manhattan and other places of the city. But Flushing, downtown Flushing, is a main hub of Chinese Americans, Thai Americans, Japanese Americans, basically whoever belongs to the east of the world. They have a hub in Flushing. And so the other side of Flushing Meadows Corona Park is that Flushing. And the reason I started my live stream here, which is South Corona, is because I wanted you to, whatever extent, experience the Spanish influence in Queens, New York. And maybe in other live streams I have or I have not, but I will say it in this. Queens has one of the most Spanish influenced cultures that I've seen in any place in the world. And so Queens definitely takes the throne in terms of Latin American influence. And one of the hubs for that Latin American influence is in Corona. And specifically if you go down the 7 train line. So I said the 7 line starts from Flushing Main Street and it ends somewhere near Hudson Yards in Manhattan. So in between, it goes through a bunch of different neighborhoods, and these neighborhoods primarily encompass the Spanish influence in Queens. So for example, Roosevelt Avenue towards the beginnings of 90th Street. Then we go towards Junction Boulevard at 82nd Street, and then 74th Street, Roosevelt Avenue. So within all of these streets that I mentioned, 104th is what we just came down from. 104th is basically a second representation of the Mayan culture. So the Mayan culture, as far as I know, belongs to the country of Mexico. And it could encompass other countries within the Latin American region, Central American region, but primarily, it is Mexico. So what we just came down from, 104th Street, was primarily the Mayan, the people you would see towards that area of Corona is people that are descendants of the Mayan culture. Basically, a whole lot of Mexican culture, a whole lot of Guatemalan and surrounding regions culture. And had we started our journey from, let's say, 74th Street, we would have witnessed a whole range of the Latin American culture, because from 74th Street, I saw restaurants, I saw Colombian restaurants, Ecuadorian restaurants, Brazilian restaurants, Portuguese restaurants, you know? So imagine the continent of Latin America, and you start your way from the top to the bottom. So from the top, you have countries such as Mexico, which is Central America. Then you make a couple other countries like Guatemala and etc. And then you make your way towards, you go down and you have Brazil and Venezuela and Colombia, these countries. So if you start from 74th Street, you will experience the culture of these countries. And then as you make your way down, it starts becoming more Mayan and more Incan. I have no other way to explain it to you, except for, I hope that you can visit this place and see it for yourself. The change in culture is drastic, and I truly mean it. And as I say this, we are changing the influence of cultures as we walk, because we are now in South Corona, but we are making our way towards Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And on the other side of Flushing Meadows Corona Park is Flushing, which I mentioned before is another hub of the east of the world. The Chinese Americans, the Chinatowns, the Malaysian cuisines, the Thai cuisines, the Japanese cuisines, the Korean cuisines are all situated over there. And you might as well see it within this live stream, and this live stream is only going to last within maybe an hour. So can you imagine how quick this change is? And it again supports the statement I keep saying, which is no 20 blocks in New York City is the same. And it's truly remarkable. And it's definitely a city where you can't get bored. And if you are, you're just lying. You're just lying. So yeah, you can see Corona Pizza. We are definitely in Corona. And we are within a couple of blocks of Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And I can't wait to show you what's in that park. You won't really find that in Forest Hills, really, or I don't know, Bay Ridge, for example. But Bay Ridge is not that far from here, so the people from Bay Ridge could easily come here and then have some tostadas. Amazing, right? I think so. The route that I'm taking, I've taken it so many times that I'm kind of used to it. I'm familiar with the routes. I'm familiar with the streets. I'm familiar with the vibes of the people that belong to the streets en route to Flushing Meadows Corona Park. To the point where I don't have to look at the map. I've walked this route so many times. And so many times just without a purpose. Just with the purpose of finding a purpose. You know? The age that we are right now, time that we are experiencing, is a lot of that just finding out new things, finding out what it is that is our calling. So I have trust in that. I have trust that none of this is pointless, that all of this has a meaning. And so I want you to feel the same thing. I want you to feel the same way. None of your seconds, even if you feel like it's not being productive, is contributing to a version of you that will pay for all the dreams that you have dreamt of. So even the rest that you're taking right now, it is for resting an individual who will return back all those dreams that you have dreamt of. So don't take your rest, don't look at your rest as something negative, that you are wasting your time. You're using this time to gain back energy, to go back at the business again, to go at the objective, the aim back again. We're all human beings, we are animals, we need rest. Don't feel like you are wasting your time when you're taking that. With that being said, this is terrace on the park. The terrace belongs to the park of Flushing Meadows. And we will be entering the park very soon. So basically, terrace on the park is a event space. It definitely has amazing views when you go inside, and hence the name, Terrace on the Park. It definitely captures amazing views of the park. I will be putting this camera on break. All right, I'm back. We are just about to enter Flushing Meadows Corona Park. I had to take a quick sip of water, and now we will be entering Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And this will be an interesting view because we are entering the park at night. Basically, most of the park will be dark, but what I want you to see is the best part of the park, which is the globe. And you'll see it when you see it. But basically, this is one of my favorite in the world for me. This place has a lot of my memories, a lot of thoughts and feelings that I have laid out to myself have come in this park. And so I want to share this park with you because besides what it did for me, this park, it has amazing views, tremendous views for anyone to see. And a lot of tourists come to this park just for the views. So enjoy. To enter the park, we just wanted to enter from an entrance that's more direct This is a massive park, guys. This is not a little park. By the way, if we had gone down that way, that would have been Queens. First of all, it would have been the Long Island Expressway, and then past that would have been Queens Boulevard. So that would be more like Regal Park. That's not where we want to go right now. So we will be entering Flushing Meadows Corona Park, and chances are, most likely, we will be going towards Flushing. This little family enjoying a barbecue, or just a fireplace. Looks cozy in this chilly night. I heard a laughter, so they're having fun. I definitely wish I was one of them. But c'est la vie, such is life, and we continue. That way is Long Island Expressway. If you cross the bridge, you'll be going towards Queens Boulevard. But what we are doing right now is entering Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And maybe you could already feel it, but this is a different vibe. This is what I imagine some Southern American park to look like. And if you can look down further over there, that is the globe which we are trying to go to. And in this dark park, we have nothing to worry about. You know why? Because everyone else is enjoying life with their families. And there may be some hooligans and dangerous people, but they're far outweighed by the good in this park, and the families and the friends. So no matter how dark this park is, it's a wonderful, wonderful place which you would have no idea about unless you came removing all your prejudices. Prejudices? Is that a word? I believe so, yes. Remove your prejudice and go inside universes that you would never think of, and you will experience a world which welcomes you, which makes you feel good. And what are we if not people who want to explore and find the new and find comfort in the new? So be open. Be cautious of the danger. And yet, explore. Because on the other side is a life that you wished for and you couldn't ever imagine. So be open. So I forgot to mention, not only does this park have the globe, but also Queen's Museum, the Queen's Zoo, and also right near is the Mets Stadium, which belongs to the famous New York Mets. Sorry, I said the Nets Stadium. It is the Mets Stadium, which belongs to the New York Mets. And if you don't know who the New York Mets are, they are a semi-good, famous baseball team that belongs to New York. And then it doesn't stop there. Alongside New York Mets Stadium, we also have the, if I'm not mistaken, Arthur Shea Tennis Stadium, which is a tennis stadium which hosts the US Open. So yes, folks, we are in a region that not only has the globe, which we will see soon, but also the Queen's Museum, the Queen's Zoo, the New York Mets Stadium, and also the stadium that. So, your Roger Federers, your Rafael Nadals, maybe they're retired already, but you know, the people that play in the US Open, they come here in this part of New York, which is in between the Spanish and this Chinese culture, to play tennis and compete at a world-class level. This is where they come. This is, I believe, Grand Central Parkway, which you have to cross or take to enter Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Had you gone down that way with your car, you'll be in places like Astoria, Jackson Heights, Queens Plaza. Had you gone down that way on the highway, you'll be going down south of Queens, which is places like Kew Gardens, Forest Hills, Jamaica, etc. And so with all that being said, we are in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Not sure what this is, but I was told that numerous performances and concerts have taken place over here. And also, as we keep walking further, we will see Queen's Museum. And to the right of me, the left of me, at a different direction of the park, would have been Queen's Zoo, but we won't be going there tonight. Apologies again. This is the Queen's Theater. But the Queen's Museum is not far. So you guys ready to see the globe? We will be viewing it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. At the end of this view is the globe in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Right, so right there is the Queen's Museum, which we won't visit tonight. We won't be able to regardless, since it's closed. But yeah, it's very close to the globe. And if you can see already, but no worries, we will see it from closer. Right there is the Arthur Shea Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, which is a stadium that belongs to the US Open. So we will try to go a bit closer and view it. But let's circumnavigate around the globe. So right there is the Arthur Shea Stadium. We'll go closer. And I believe we won't be able to make it towards Flushing today. But basically, had we gone further that way, we would be going to Flushing, New York, which is a central region for the Asian Americans of America and New York. And so we will leave that for another day. A live stream specifically dedicated to Flushing, New York. And likewise, a live stream dedicated specifically to Jackson Heights, Corona, New York. And as I said, no 20 blocks is the same. So even Elmhurst, which is very close to Jackson Heights, is a bit different, which encompasses the Southeast Asian world. And within blocks, there's even a Indian / Desi, brown, Bengali American, Pakistani Americans, Indian American culture in 74th Street to Roosevelt Avenue, on 74th Street to Roosevelt Avenue. So that needs a live stream of itself, and so does the 82nd Street, Roosevelt Avenue, Spanish, Hispanic, Latin American culture deserve a live stream of its own, and so does Flushing, New York, Little China, Chinatown deserve a live stream of its own. So my purpose of this live stream was to show you the globe slash Flushing Meadows Corona Park, and to tell you what belongs to this park. I hope that you enjoy this live stream, and I wish to soon show you more parts of Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten Island, just the world in general. We'll start from New York and then we'll begin from there. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and I hope you join us for upcoming future live streams and videos. And so this is me, Brawley Caps, from chilly Queens, New York City. I hope you have a great rest of the night. With all that being said, keep walking, keep breathing, enjoy yourselves, and have a great rest of the night. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.